What's up, guys? Spenny. I think the single most popular thing that President Trump will ever do will be to collapse the communist regime in Cuba. I know it's a bold statement. I know that there's been some ups and downs in foreign policy. I know that there's a lot of mixed feelings about the Iran war, but there should be no mixed feelings about Cuba. I've been to Cuba. I've gone there. I live in a neighborhood. I mean, I'll admit to my biases. I live in Florida. There's a lot of Cubans here. They're wonderful patriots. They love the president. They love America. They do anti-communism marches through my neighborhood. That was the first day I moved to Tampa that happened. So I will admit my biases here, but I'm telling you, dude, like Cuba is such an evil dictatorship. I was there. They raided my Airbnb. They tried to smash and take and steal our SD cards when we were there. It is a proper dictatorship. I've never felt more fearful in my life. It's evil. They have taken an island that should be probably the richest island on earth and plundered it, betrayed their people, and collapsed the place into, like third world despotism. Anyway, it's totally evil. There's no defense of it. There's no way to defend what's happened to the good people of that island, and they want to be free. And now it seems like President Trump is this close to actual liberation of the island. The people of Cuba are doing their part by burning down the Communist Party headquarters. This is what's going on inside of Cuba right now. Protesters attack Cuban Communist Party office in revolt over blackouts. Look at this. Wild. We have footage of it too. Anti-government protesters have attacked the Communist Party office in northern Cuba. On Saturday, a state-run newspaper reported rare outbursts of public dissent, worrying blackouts exacerbated by a U.S. oil blockade. Badass. A rally against power cuts and food shortages appear to begin peacefully in the city of Moran late on Friday and then turned violent in the early hours of Saturday morning. Videos on social media show large fires and people throwing rocks through windows, buildings, shouting liberty in the background. Reuters was unable to confirm the authenticity of the videos. Protesters said they were in the city, Cuba's northern coast, about 250 miles east of Havana. United States has tightened the screws around Cuba in the years since capturing Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, Cuba's most important foreign benefactor. So Cuba, even when I was there a couple of years ago, already had gas lines. They, of course, have no gas. They are lighting their Communist Party headquarters on fire. Look at this. And I'd never seen a gas line in my life. And there was a gas line, probably 4 or 5 mile long gas line in Havana that I saw. I'd never seen anything like it. And then there were food lines. Like you had to get a lotto ticket just to go get food. You should never, it is immoral to ever wish people live like this. That there is no defense of what's happened in Cuba. And this should be one of the richest, most prosperous, most naturally gifted and beautiful islands in the world. Again, it's beautiful to see this. Brave people of Cuba have stood up. They've set fire to the Communist Party headquarters. Cubans see the freedom brought other nations, and now they want theirs. Incredible. People chanting liberty, liberty, liberty as they burn down Communist Party headquarters. Dear Mimi, I know that you were watching from heaven and loving this. Viva Cuba. Urgent, the brave Cuban people have seized the headquarters of the Communist Party in the city of Ciego de Avila, and the revolutionaries are setting it ablaze. Cubans see freedom granted to other peoples. They want their own freedom. This is huge. Cuba enters its 8th straight night without power. Protests spread across the land. No fuel shipments in 3 months. Bakeries have run out of firewood. And now Havana is talking to Washington for the first time because they have no other choice. Look at this. Look at these. Look at these protests. You've never seen anything like it. Wow. So awesome. You should want it. I mean, this was obviously the Trump masterstroke in toppling Maduro, was knowing that you could just completely choke out Cuba. Venezuela provides all the oil to Cuba, provides so much of the food, resources, money, monetary supply, all of the resources that Cuba gets. Cuba is not a resource-rich island. It comes from Venezuela. So by taking over Venezuela, you can cut Cuba off entirely. And what happens with hungry people? Hungry people revolt. People who have no food, no electricity, they revolt. And that's what's happening now. And there's more of them than there are of you. It doesn't matter how many guns you have. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. There's more of them. But by the way, if they committed some type of mass slaughter on this island, I mean, that would be also a predicate to do Bay of Pigs 2.0, but competent. Will Cuba turn out to be like Iran? Sort of looks familiar right now. Cubans have been uprising against their communist dictators for a week now. It is reality of communism. It always brings Bernie Sanders, AOC, Zohar Hamdani. Communist Party headquarters in flames. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful to see. Look at this. Burning it to the ground. Wow. Wow. Amazing. People of Cuba have set fire to the Communist Party headquarters. This is 67 years of Castro family dictatorship and oppression. Set fire to the Communist Party headquarters. I haven't felt like this since I watched my son take his first steps. People are loving it. I love it. Bay of Pigs, but competent. That's right. I call on the people of Cuba to rise up and destroy their communist overlords. I love the smell of burning communism in the morning. It's going to be kind of sad to see if Cuba is overthrown without Marco getting a chance to bomb Fidel's grave. Change always begins with the people themselves, always. Only after that does the outside help arrive. That's right. Marco Rubio realizing he's going to have to be governor of Cuba. Cuban president made a huge announcement on Friday, the biggest announcement with American-Cuban relations since the missile crisis, honestly. Cuban president confirms that they are talking with Donald Trump for a friendly takeover. Whoa. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel confirmed Friday that his government is in talks with the United States after President Trump floated a friendly takeover of the communist island. Now, these talks have been aimed at finding solutions through dialogue to the bilateral differences, so on and so forth. What he's saying is they're going to allow outside equity and investment now into Cuba. They're going to open up their country for private investment. You know what happens next. Obviously, they're going to now open up their nation for American infrastructure. For the single greatest force in the world is actually not the American military, it's American capitalism. It's like the American financial system and making people rich. And that's actually how you topple government. This is why it was so peaceful in Venezuela. That's why the change in Venezuela was so peaceful. Right? Hey, we're just going to make you load. You're going to get loaded. The first thing they did was sell off like billions of dollars worth of gold to America. That's the first thing they did. Boom, there it goes. Like, and then oil, trillions of dollars worth of oil. Boom, everyone's getting rich. Everyone's like growing middle class. People are eating. People are living. That's the greatest force on earth. It's going to happen in Cuba. It may be a friendly takeover, says Trump. Now the Cuban government is like on their knees begging Donald Trump to pretty much take over the island, right? Wow. Okay. We'll see what happens next. But Communist Party headquarters getting torched and burned to the ground, it's a beautiful thing to see. Each boy Benny, like, share, and subscribe. Something to be thankful for.